There is absolutely nothing that I'm going to tell you to make you feel better when the price of PALANTIR drops from $20 to $14, or the price of SoFi drops from $12 to, what is it today, $7, or the price of HIMS drops from 12 something to sub $7, or that PayPal was nearly at $80 and now it dropped to 52-week lows. There's nothing I could possibly say that's going to make you feel better, except, let me try to give you a pep talk. If you're one of the people that thought that they missed the boat, if you guys thought that you missed the stop, if you thought that the train left the station without you, then you're in a very good position over here. You're in a really good spot. And that really good spot over here is you get an opportunity to get on that train. Now, and psychologically, a person is so scared about FOMO, fear of missing out. And when these prices hit exactly the prices that I just mentioned at their 52-week highs, people are running, crying, bitching. But then when the prices actually retreat, people literally are frightened to get in. And now they have like this FUD coming in, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. All of a sudden, SoFi's loans are going to be delinquent. All of a sudden, PALANTIR is not going to be able to grow, and PALANTIR is not going to get this contract, and PALANTIR is not going to get that contract. All of a sudden, HIMS has no moat, and anybody can compete against them. All of a sudden, PayPal's cookies are going to be taken by Apple Pay and Google Pay and Shop Pay, so on and so forth, etc., etc. That's the FUD. When the price is going up, these companies can do no wrong. They're the greatest things since sliced bread. PayPal is the greatest payment processor in the world. SoFi is the #1 bank, and they're going to literally knock JP Morgan out of business tomorrow. And HIMS? Well, HIMS is basically the greatest pharmaceutical medical company in the world. PALANTIR? PALANTIR is going to solve world hunger and peace all in one day tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? This mentality is so short-lived, and it's doing you no favors. That means you're missing out on the bottom end and you're losing out on the top end. It's so weird, guys. It's so weird. I'm not telling you guys to buy. I'm just saying sit back, relax, breathe, come up with a plan. Hopefully you're not investing your last money. It's hard. Listen, when the prices started going up, I was buying a shit ton of options. PayPal, Hood, PALANTIR, Square, a bunch of other companies, and it was so good. Everything was up 200-300%, almost 400%, and boom, I'm down. It is what it is. I even played PayPal for a short-lived play for earnings, and that shit is down like 80-something%. You know, I took a chance, it didn't hit, it is what it is. I'm a little mad at myself for going short term when I told myself I shouldn't, but it is what it is. I'm a big boy, I'm a grown adult, and I do what I thought was good. But if it would have went the other way and I would have doubled up my money for PayPal earnings, I would have been a G, I would have been the best, I would have been a hero, and nobody would have even felt bad, including myself. The moral of the story is have a plan and stick to your plan. And honestly, I'm going to say something that you guys are going to be like, it's so obvious. Just DCA up and DCA down, dollar cost average. You know, some people increase their dollar cost average when the price of the stock goes below the 50-day moving average or the 100-day moving average. And some people decrease their DCA while continuing to DCA as the price goes above the 50 or 100-day moving average, because they're getting more value if the stock is under the 50 or 100-day moving average. Because in theory, for the average, you would be getting a better deal buying when it's under instead of higher. So some people accelerate their DCAs as the price goes down, like right now, and some people decrease or decelerate their DCA as the price goes up. That's a strategy, but at the end of the day, you should be DCAing. That's the best possible strategy that you can do in this market. And if you're DCAing and literally make a buy every single week, every single day, if you can DCA daily instead of weekly, so let's say you want to DCA, for example, $50 a week, DCA $10 a day instead of $50 a week. And if you're using Robinhood, for example, it's the best because there's essentially no fees. If you need a link to Robinhood and you want to support the channel, I'm going to leave a link to Robinhood down below. But it's not just because of the ease of DCAing. You might need a link to Robinhood because of options trading. Now, a lot of people use options trading very simply, leaps or short-term options, where you basically say, hey, I'm going to go into a right but not obligation to buy something at a different date at a certain strike price. So for example, if you're doing an options trade for PALANTIR at $20, let's say January 2024, you have the right to buy it but not the obligation if the strike price actually hits. It's a contract, right? It's terms and conditions, let's call it like that. So most people buy options for the future. Very few people use options as a synthetic dividend or a weekly salary, which is something that I do, and I've been preaching to my channel members. If you guys want to become channel members, $3 a month, the link is going to be down below, and I actually give you guys example with my actual plays and show you, like I'm literally doing it. Every week I collect the salary. How? I sell covered calls. What exactly is that? That means that you are selling the right to somebody to buy your shares if it hits a certain strike price. So you're on the other side of the options. So most people buy options. You're selling those options to the people like you that are buying those options. Now, if you're doing it strategically like I do 20% out of the money, weekly options. I'm not greedy. I collect a small premium, but I'm like 99% sure I won't get called. Now, when markets are going down like now, that's the best time to sell covered calls because the market is in a downtrend. And the likelihood of you getting, your options called, executed on your covered calls is small. And what do you get? The premiums. And even if you get executed and you sell your covered calls, you can always rebuy your shares later on. But on a downtrend, it's less riskier. Now, when that uptrend happens, nobody knows. Nobody knows the reversal from down to up or up to down. All you could do is stick to your game plan and do what you do. There's another strategy as well. This is selling covered cash secured puts. So if you want to buy 100 shares, every option's 100 shares of a certain stock. Let's say you didn't get a chance to get into SoFi. Well, you could say, I'm willing to buy SoFi at $6.50 if it hits $6.50. You're going to sell those puts, and when you sell those puts, you're going to collect a premium. If the shares don't hit that strike price, you don't have to buy it. But if they do, you're buying a company that you want to buy into, and you're collecting the premium the entire time. Now, there's something called a wheel strategy when it comes to options, which is just, rinse and repeat. You do a put, a cash secured put. Let's say your cash secured put hits the strike price. You buy those shares. You then take those shares and then you sell a covered call on the exact same shares that you bought. And the covered call is going to be higher than your cost basis. So then it's like a rinse and repeat wheel strategy. Listen, at the end of the day, bears make money, bulls make money, pigs get slaughtered. You guys heard that term before? Because you can make money going up or down. There's ways to make money in all different markets. Once I started doing the strategy of covered calls, I get so less angry and agitated and aggravated because at the end of the day, I'm making money no matter what. Guys, really dig deep and figure out how to extract the most money, the most capital gains from your investment strategies. If you're investing for a long term and you're doing leaps, please think about if you're doing call options, please consider leap options, which is 1 year and more. Very, very good tax incentives, and you give yourself some time. I think in September they're going to open up leaps for January 2026, which is going to give you over 2 years for these options. At the very least, January 2025 is looking good, so you give yourself at least another year to recover from this market. Let's say this market is going to take another dump. Well, then we just have a really big extended bear market. Remember, we had a bear market for 15 months before finally the market started recovering, which is what we have right now. So if you take that into account, and we just had a run up, a small recovery in a downtrend, well, the bear market continues. Is the bear market going to go for 2 years, 3 years? Nobody knows. But in reality, if you give yourself a leap, you give yourself some time for the market to go back up. That's my personal, not financial advice, purely entertainment, educational statement that I can make right here. Guys, if you want more information like this, no joke, best $3 value you can have as a channel member. Ask my channel members. I make them really good videos. I'm going to make them a selling put video, actually, with examples and things like that, later on today or tomorrow. Yeah, I made like another $500 today selling covered calls for one day. Literally, they expire at the end of tomorrow on Truist Financial Bank. And then when my covered calls, I take the money from my covered calls, the premium, I end up buying Truist Financial, which is a 6-7% dividend play. I then end up selling on that if I find an opportunity, and I collect the dividend. So it's like boom, 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 one big circle of making an infinite money loop, which I explained to my channel members. Guys, thank you so much. Keep level-headed. Stay the course. You're an investor. You're not a trader. And in reality, everybody was begging for a price to get in, and you guys never got in. So take that with a grain of salt and do whatever you guys want to do at the end of the day. I'm loving this opportunity to buy more hymns, and I want to buy a bigger position for SoFi and PayPal. That's my plans right now. So I would like to have PALANTIR, which I have, Truist Bank, which I have. I want to buy a position in SoFi that's larger, which I have a small position. I want to buy a larger position. I want to buy a larger position when it comes to PayPal in terms of options. And what was the last stock that I wanted to buy? Oh, and increase hymns, which I started increasing already. And then for everything that I'm increasing, guess what? I make money and revenue selling covered calls or maybe cash secured puts. Guys, thank you so much. We've been here before and we recovered. At the end of the day, most people, like over 90% are winners in the long term when it comes to the stock market. So time is your friend when it comes to the stock market. Thank you very much and have a great day.